Welcome back everyone to Weather Watcher Studios for the latest update. Today I have some refined information to share about snowstorm number 1, in addition to the latest updates on the second snowstorm arriving on Thursday, and even a third threat developing for the weekend. It's going to be another relatively short but information-packed forecast, so let's get straight into a detail I want to point out regarding the first system. My last video was released on Sunday when there was still some disagreement amongst the weather models, especially regarding the turn towards the Baltic Sea, taking place later today into Wednesday. For example, the model guidance shown in that forecast was hinting at a faster northward turn, leading to widespread snowfall in Sweden. Now, as of today, Tuesday, November 19th, all of the major weather models are in agreement that this system is going to take a little bit longer to curve northward, so this has resulted in a significant shift in the expected snowfall, most notably in Sweden, as you can see here. Notice how the southern portion of the country is no longer expected to see widespread heavy snow, with places like Stockholm now in a much better position to see some snowfall opposed to the other scenario. At the same time, Finland and the Baltic countries are still expecting widespread accumulating snowfall from this system, and in areas with gusty winds, blizzard conditions will be possible. For everyone else other than some occasional wintry showers coming with the colder air, the back end of this cold front itself is going to produce some snow in addition to heavy rain and gusty winds in parts of Ukraine, Russia, and also the Balkan countries, with the best chance for heavy and accumulating snow in the mountains. By Thursday, the cold front should look something like this, continuing to envelop more countries in significantly cooler air as the second snowstorm comes into the picture, and yes, the models do remain consistent with the second low moving into France initially, likely switching to snow further inland. The swath of snow really gets better defined as it slides over the Alps and some surrounding areas, before pushing into Hungary and the Balkan countries thereafter. Compared to the previous system, this one has me a bit more concerned with the rainfall aspect, especially along the Adriatic coast. By the way, I did adjust my precipitation color table since some of you had mentioned that it was difficult to see the country borders, so I opted for lighter colors to see if it made a difference. Make sure to let me know in the comments if you like this one better. Anyways, the first system is already going to produce heavy rainfall in this area, so now when you add on what comes with the second system, the totals increase dramatically. I'm sure we're going to see some shifts in where the heaviest rain is expected as always, but the key point is to be aware of the potential for flooding across the Adriatic coast going forward. Here's what we may be looking at in terms of snowfall through Saturday. All of this snow across the UK might catch your eye, and I'll explain what this is in a moment. Notice how a more defined swath of snow begins over the northwest corner of France, becoming much heavier across the Western Alps with over 100 centimeters possible. And then as we continue following this to the east, look at how heavy the snow might get across the Balkans, and this is to be expected with that torrential rainfall coming off the Adriatic Sea and switching to snow when it hits the colder air, not only in the mountains but also in the low elevations of Croatia, Slovenia, Hungary, Serbia, and Romania to name a few, before heading off into Ukraine and Russia. So what about that third system I alluded to in the beginning? It comes into view by Friday, as you can see here, and this one is going to be quite different than the other two systems since it's going to be approaching from the south and west rather than the north, inevitably bringing a significantly warmer air mass as well. But before that even happens, we still have cold air lingering across Ireland and the UK, so this right here is the culprit for all that snow you saw on the map earlier. The best chance for accumulating snowfall is of course going to be in the higher ground, but I certainly won't rule out one last chance at some falling snow across the UK and Ireland before most, if not all of it, switches to a wind-driven rain. Other than that, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover for this video. Remember to stay tuned to my channel since I'm going to continue this pattern of frequent updates for the rest of this week, but for now let's conclude with our featured photos. These were submitted by a viewer in West Yorkshire, United Kingdom of the snow which moved through yesterday. It's honestly really cool being able to show pictures sent by viewers as these weather systems unfold, so if anyone else has a picture that they'd like to share, the link to my Discord server is in the description as always. Thank you all for watching this forecast, and I'll see you on the next one.